So this is crazy, all right? This is a crazy story. So I go to the little private hospital, and it's great. I'm the only patient there. I'm the only one there. They open it up for me. I come in. Every bed is open right there in the emergency room. Every gurney, whatever you want to call it. Every cubicle. I get I mean, I don't even wait, not even a second. Okay. I push the little thing at the door. They say, "Oh, we'll be right there." As soon as they take me in, they start working on me. And hold on, I'm going to turn you around because I have to drive. But it's a very convoluted thing. But hold on. So this is so funny. It's not funny. It's not funny at all. It's like really aggravating. Anyway, so they're very nice. They're, the guys are. I had the doctor, the nurse, they're both males. And so they were asking, like, what was I doing with the cattails, and how long have I been doing something like that, right? And so, which I said, well, this is my first time, and it may be my last time, depending on how this works out. So they said right away, yes, they see there's an infection there. It's good that I came in, but they don't know that it's necessarily something that's stuck up the nail. And so after they take all of my vitals and the doctor comes in, he says, I could pick around in there and open that up and cut you and all this stuff. But, why do we want to do that? Because whatever's in there will come out. We just have to treat the infection. And hang on a minute, let me just get on. When we get here.
Thank you for stopping. What could I get you?
Yeah, can I get let's see, a medium pumpkin cream cold brew? Do you have that?
I do. Do you want the pumpkin swirl in that as well?
What is that?
Like our flavoring for it, or do you just want the pumpkin cold foam on top?
So the pumpkin swirl is like sugary?
Yeah, it is sweet.
Okay.
It's like our pumpkin spice. I don't know.
But the coffee flavor is pumpkin, right? Is it?
No. No, it's just regular cold brew.
Oh, so it's not pumpkin unless you put that swirl on it?
Yes.
All right. What the heck? I'll take it.
I got you. Is there anything else I could do for you?
No, that's it.
All right. Did you want any cream or anything to lighten it up?
No, doesn't it have like a foam on it or something?
It has a sweet foam on it.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, I got you.
All right.
All right, it's gonna be $3.24.
All right, thank you.
No problem.
Okay, so let me just go over here, and this guy was very helpful, very nice, wasn't he? I wonder if anyone else starts telling them like all their problems when they ask, is there anything else you could do for you today? And what their response would be if you just kept going on and on and on about what they could do for you today. I thought that they probably couldn't. Anyway, so he says it's infected, right? We've got to get you on antibiotics. Okay. So he says, we're going to put you on Keflax. All right, now, there was a little snafu that caused me to be probably an hour late to the hospital. And I always tell Jimmy when this stuff happens that, what are you going to do? You can't get upset about that stuff. It happens for a reason. Maybe I wasn't supposed to be there at that time. There you go. And he'll be like, oh, whatever, right? So, thank you. Okay, hang on. Thank you.
Have a wonderful night.
You too.
Thank you.
Should I scream at her for not stirring the coffee? That's something, isn't it? Well, I'm just gonna pull over here for a second and just adjust my coffee. So, well, I'll tell you what the little snafu was, okay? Jimmy, I guess, didn't look at the gas gauge, which is computerized and everything, and never in my life in this car, he even says to me, do you want me to turn the car around? Van around? I said, no, I'll back down. That's fine. Back down the driveway. I'm starting to drive off. Now I have nothing protecting my thumb at this point because I'm going to the hospital. I drive not even maybe 5 minutes down the road, and all of a sudden this stuff starts coming up on my screen, on both screens, because I have a screen where my speedometer is and I have another screen like between the passenger, right? It starts saying, and I'm going to paraphrase it because I never want to see it again, like, you better freaking get to a gas station immediately. You are nearly out of gas. You have about 10 miles that you can drive. And I am like, what the freak? How does he not see this? He's already used this car twice today. So then, that's pretty good. For like a treat. I probably, okay, anyway. So I'm not really like a pumpkin. Like, I know people can't wait for the pumpkin stuff. But today was cold. I woke up, I was freezing today. It was cold. It's cold today. I have a big heavy sweatshirt on. So I'm freaking out now. I'm thinking now, I'm not going to go pump gas. That's the last thing I need to get my thumb on, is some dirty gas thing. So I'm trying to get Siri to call Jimmy to explain to him that I'm coming back and he's going to have to get the gas in the car, right? Well, Siri was playing all kinds of stupid games with me, to the point that now at this time I was so freaking aggravated because she kept going, 1 moment, please. Gotcha. And she would never connect the call. So at one point I'm like, Siri, I was really, I lashed out at Siri, and I'm deeply sorry, Siri, but you really were acting like a total jerk today. Anyway, I get home. Jimmy's like, there must be something wrong with the gas tank or something, because there's no way that car is as what you say. I've never seen that. So he gets in and he's like, oh my gosh, you're right. I'm like, yeah, I'm right. So he then, it was good in a way because I made myself a salad, because if I hadn't had the salad, I probably would be clawing my eyes out. I made myself a salad. I drank the rest of my coffee while he went and did that. He came back and he's like, I'm really sorry. I can't believe, I didn't notice that. All right, big deal. I think, okay, whatever, it's meant to be, right? Maybe I wasn't supposed to be there at that time. But now it's 6 o'clock, right? It's almost 7 o'clock by the time they finish with me. I get there at around 6. By the time they're finished with me, it's like 7. And he's saying he's got to put me on Keflax. It's all infected, blah, 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 blah. And I said, okay. And he goes, well, what for now? This is the problem with living in a small town. Our pharmacy closes at 2 o'clock on Saturday, and it doesn't open on Sunday. The one in the next town, which is a small town, same thing. They're not open on Sunday. So he says, you have to go either into Pennsylvania, and he goes, they're probably going to be closed. And I'm like, are you kidding me? They're going to be closed? Like CVS is going to be closed at 7:30 or whenever I get there? And he's like, let me call. So he called over in Pennsylvania, and he's like, they're closed. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So I came over here to the one in New York, the one Lisa D thought she was at. And I know for a fact that Walgreens is open until 10 o'clock. Walgreens used to have the 24-hour pharmacies, remember? So he calls it into Walgreens. They give me a dose, but they tell me I have to take it 4 times a day. So I'm telling them, well, wait a second. 4 times a day, that's going to be every 6 hours. Do you want to give me some more? No, just go get it filled tomorrow. So then I'm like, oh crap, this is ridiculous. I'm just going to get it filled tonight, because that way I can take another dose. So I come all the way out here to Walgreens. I get to Walgreens at like 7:20. No, probably no. It was well before 8 o'clock. I walk into Walgreens, and the pharmacy section looks like it's closed like forever. And I said to the lady, "What time does the pharmacy close?" And she goes, 6 o'clock on Saturdays. Okay, I'm thinking, okay, Carolyn, don't worry about it. Just get here first thing in the morning. What time does the pharmacy open tomorrow? Now, I'm in a bigger town, okay? Oh, the pharmacy doesn't open tomorrow. They're closed on Sundays. So now Jimmy is calling me. So I said to Jimmy, "You are not going to believe this. Walgreens pharmacy is closed and they don't even open tomorrow." And he's like, "No." And I literally said this. I said, "What is going on in the world? What is happening?" Because this never was the case. Never. Okay? And you're going to say, "Oh yeah, it's COVID or whatever." No. This is new stuff. So I'm like, okay. Now Walgreens pharmacy is not open on a Sunday. So I say to Jimmy, "We've got to get the hold of the hospital." So now they called the prescription in to another pharmacy, but they will not open up until tomorrow morning. Meanwhile, they sent me home with all this stuff about blood poisoning. Okay? I have to keep watching for this red streaking, and I've only had one dose of the freaking antibiotic. So I'm like a Looney Tunes, and then Jimmy goes, "You might want to get yourself something to eat, because we just ate something." I said, "I do not want to eat fast food. I do not." I got myself a coffee, right? And that's it. I'll have a salad again when I get home. But I don't know. I'm really stressed. And ShopRite doesn't even have, it's nuts. So that's it. That's all I can tell you is that I've got, yes, it's a very good thing I went to the doctor. I could have ended up with blood poisoning. Okay, to all the armchair, not you guys, to the armchair lunatics that maybe could cause someone to lose their life, because they're going to say what something is, because they're going to diagnose from their computer screen. Okay. And I'll show my hospital bracelet for those that don't believe I was there, or any of my paperwork. Oh my gosh. Here, I'll show it right now. I have it right on my hand right now, because I'm going to take it off when I go home. So I'll just show it. You see okay, I'm not going to give away all my information, but yeah. There's my hospital bracelet. Here is all my freaking paperwork. Okay, look how many pages of this from the hospital. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so that's what I have to say. That's it. I just hope that I'm gonna go home. Maybe I'm going to take a shower. Maybe I'll take a U-tub. I don't know what. Maybe I will take a U-tub. Maybe I will take a freaking U-tub. You know that? Maybe I will just take a U-tub. I wish somebody would take a U-tub, but I know that you guys all say you would take a U-tub, and then you never will. You never will. You're not. Oh, I can't tonight. Whatever. Maybe I will take a U-tub. I probably need to take a U-tub. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to go home, and I had to stop at the store, and that was it. There's our lovely Walgreens that is open till 10 o'clock, but the pharmacy is closed. Okay. You know, when I lived in New Jersey, our pharmacy used to deliver. That was the greatest thing. And I know that's, for people, but I live in the middle of nowhere, and this hospital is in the middle of nowhere, and I forgot to I was going to take the picture of the outside. Literally, they open up for you. And then when I was going out, I said to him, I said, you know, people think I'm crazy when I say this is like my own private hospital. And he said, it is. You have your own private doctor, your own private nurse, your own private room. It is your own private hospital. And I said, yes. And I said, nobody believes this, that literally I am the only person in the hospital. You know what it feels like? It feels like an episode of The Twilight Zone, where somebody's roaming around outside and they see a building and they're like, hey, that kind of looks like a hospital from the 1970s. I wonder if this works, this door, and they let you in. Everything inside is modern, but the style of the building is like, it's kind of like a 70-ish look. And the emergency sign outside looks like, I mean, it looks so vintage. It looks like the emergency on that program, Emergency. That's why I wanted to take a picture of it. I wanted to show you there was not one car in the patient's parking lot. Not one. Okay? And you'll see like 3 other cars, and that's for the 3 people that are working in there. But it's the craziest thing that you have ever seen. But you would totally feel like you're in the Twilight Zone. Oh, I'm going to do a DeVita. I mean, not a DeVita, a Moo. So yeah, it's totally like the Twilight Zone. You know, and then it's funny because he's looking at which bed to put me. We literally walked down to like 4, you know, curtained rooms, each with the same bed, and he puts me in the last one. I don't know. It's very funny, but it's not funny that the freaking pharmacy isn't open. Jimmy said he'll go out first thing in the morning, but you guys have to, it's like 45 minutes away each way where he's got to go. It's nuts. He's like, why don't you see if they'll give you enough till Monday? So I said, well, can you call them back? Because I couldn't even, my phone was acting so crazy. So he calls them back, and they can't do that or something. They just said, go get it tomorrow in Pennsylvania. Great, yippee. And they're like, if anything happens like this, come back and see us. Okay, great. So I've got this paper. He's like, he said it might have been one of the fibrous pieces of the cattail could have gotten in there, or since I cut it so deep, that it could just be any kind of microbe or anything from anywhere that could have gotten in there. Oh, and then we have to check on my tetanus shot because they couldn't hook up to the HealthPlex thingy that with all the doctors that I go to. So I have to go to my patient portal when I get home. But I'm sure I've had it in May of 2018. But I have to look at that, and if I should find out I don't have a tetanus shot, I've got to go right back down and go get a tetanus shot. I wonder what would happen if they just gave me a freaking tetanus shot. I don't know why I think I remember having a tetanus shot. I really, really do. My thumb still hurts. It still hurts. They told me I could take ibuprofen or Tylenol, which I don't want to take Tylenol. I hate it. Anyway, that's it. That's it for this complaint session. So it's, yeah, they know what it is now. Yes, I needed to go there. Yes, it could have gotten much worse. Yes, it could have turned into a blood infection. Yes, they see the redness and the swollenness. They told me right away, the minute I walked through the door, they said, your finger is all infected. How did you do it? Oh, and I got to tell you the weirdest thing. When the male nurse first took me in, he said, how did you do this or something? What were you doing? And I thought, oh crap, because you see, this is a resort town as well, okay? So there's a lot of people that come here that live in New York City and stuff. So I was thinking to myself, gosh, what if he thinks like I killed my husband and I stabbed myself with a freaking knife or cut myself, and I'm coming to this like obscure little middle of the woods, emergency room to get my finger treated, because isn't that the way it always works in those cases, that somebody went into an emergency room because they cut themselves and they thought, and at first I thought he was going to go check something, because he goes, what were you doing? And I told him what I was doing. I probably not too many people say that, and he either thought like I was an elaborate storyteller or I was telling the truth. But for a minute, like I saw him go away and I thought like maybe he's checking, homicide in the area or something. I don't know. But I felt I got a guy like with one freaking headlight. He's flying, tailgating me. If I put on my brakes, he would go flying right into me. And you know what, buddy? I'm going to let you pass over here because it caused me to hit a deer, stupid. And you right here, as soon as I make this turn, of course he's going my way. I'm just going to slow down and let him go. I can't stand people like this behind me. Go on. There's so many deer out too. Go on. There you go. Go. Pass. Go. Go. Go ahead, buddy. Yeah, now you're not going to go, right? Go ahead. Here he goes. Oh, get out of here. Bye. Strips. Watch. If I go toward... Okay. And I am on a serious note, and Scooter knows what I'm talking about. On a serious note, I have seen, you're not going to hear me. I'm going to tell you about it. It has nothing to do with a lazy boy. Nothing. It has everything to do with the Cash Gurnan case. And something that's just outrageous. Outrageous. Total disregard for the parent. Total disregard for the mother. What she wanted. And it's all about views, money, and no way could this person ever with a straight face say that she cares about kids. And I'll show it to you. I'll show you the actions. Because